Good evening, everyone, wherever you are. This is a very, very special evening. First of all, for most of the gentlemen, we want to wish you a wonderful and blessed Happy Father's Day. For the ones that are here and the ones that we miss, all of them. It is a very exciting evening on this call. We have both our incredible CEO, founder, and visionary, Mr. Amin Mesgarlou, and we also have our Senior Vice President of Product Development, Ms. Sanaz Hooman. Two incredible people. I can't begin to tell you about them. But once you have a call that both of these two people are on, you are very lucky to be on it. It should not be missed. We have the incredible Posh line, Posh by Ferry, which Ms. Sanaz Hooman will be talking about. And I'm going to pass the call over to our incredible CEO and visionary, Mr. Amin Mesgarlou, and he's going to introduce and let us in on all the new releases and or announcements. Mr. Mesgarlou, do I have you on the line, sir?
Hello, of course I am here, Daisy, and I'm excited to be on this call.
Wonderful. We're excited to have you, and thank you for taking the time to be here.
Thank you so much. Well, happy Father's Day, people from all around the world. As fathers, you know, we don't get much gratification of being one of the parents. You know, rightfully so. Mothers get most of it, you know. So I'm okay with the 80-20 rule and finally being a father, and I have a 4.5-year-old, the great one, Cyrus the Great. I'll tell you, it was just wonderful being with someone and him baking a little cookie for me and give me a little card and all that stuff. It is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time. Now, this call is exciting. This call is important. I know that Sanaz had an unbelievable webinar on the weekend, boot camp on the weekend, talking about the all-important Posh line. Now, there are some questions that we're going to cover. Tonight it's going to be, I know Sanaz has got a PowerPoint that she might want to get to, but you know, basically, we're going to deal with some of the important the things that you need to know and focus on. What's important part of multi-level marketing is that basically you don't want to just flow information. You want to flow the right information. So you don't need more data. What you need is what you need to know to be able to market it. You don't have to be a jeweler. You don't have to be a manufacturer. You don't have to be a custom broker. You don't have to be any of that. What you need to know is how to market. And I find sometimes enthusiastic people fall into areas that it's not really important to running your business. So tonight we're going to share with, that's what we say, always go to the back office and always get your update from our corporate site, our corporate Facebook page, because the latest and the greatest and the most relevant is always on those pages. I know the leaders like to create things, and that's wonderful. But if you want to know what is the most relevant, then it's always in your back office on one of our corporate pages. I know Sanaz is ready to rock this call here tonight. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about the Posh collection, how it became about, and the important things that you need to know. Now, Sanaz, are you on this call?
Absolutely, Ramin. Can you hear me okay?
No, actually, we need you to yell, Happy Father's Day. That's the only way we know you're on the call.
Well, you know what? Absolutely. A happy Father's Day to all of the amazing dads that are on the call. You know what? I had an amazing, amazing time with my family. I had the family over all day for a barbecue and had my uncles here. So it was great to be able to celebrate the fathers. I'm very close with my father. And, you know, I have the blessing of having him as a part of my life. And, you know, he is someone that I look up to all the time when it comes to advice, when it comes to business, when it comes to my life in total. So, you know what, it's such a blessed day. And happy Father's Day to you, Ramin. Of course, I know every year you celebrate your amazing Father's Day with Cyrus the Great. And tonight is a really special night because it's the new birth, it's the new beginning, it's the, you know, the expansion of our Posh line by Ferry that, you know, we're incredibly excited to be able to share with our luxury consultants around the globe. And I know there's a lot of excitement in the air. There's been tons and tons of orders going out for Posh. So absolutely, I am ready to rumble, sir.
Well, you know what? I guess the very first question Sanaz is people saying, well, how did Posh become about? And this have to go back a few years ago. And for all the new people who've joined us the last couple of years, we started with gold jewelry, which was 14 and 18. And then we went into fashion jewelry before we were a designer. And it was in early 2007 that Ferry was launched and Ferry Mosh was pre-launched. And then we went into the very high-end elite luxury. I become a luxury designer. I become a luxury brand. And along the way, as we evolve, and all good companies evolve, we always live by our motto: if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And we want to always listen to our clients, and we assess the market. We want to know where we want to fit in within our market, and we want to capture as much of the market as possible, because we always said we are more international in MLM than any other company, period. That's why we're in 80 countries in the first 8 years, because our products are pre-proven in every country in the world. Initially, Sanaz and I, we were talking, and I know that we took a trip to Vegas, the world's largest jewelry show, and we're looking for a lower-priced Ferry line initially. And that was the silver line. We didn't want to put any rhodium on it. We want to keep the stonework very, very limited. Basically, we wanted to come out with similar products that maybe Tiffany or Louis Vuitton or Gucci, somebody like that, puts out work, because their jewelry is not elaborate. It's very simple. Nothing can go. They don't even use rhodium on their pieces. So we wanted to come up with something that was very reliable, that every time it got dark, like other companies' products do, you just clean it with a cleaner. It never has the lust, but it would it would be less problematic, or less maintenance, if you will. So that was the original idea, and along the way, Sanaz keep coming out with the idea that, look, we should go back to fashion jewelry. And I wasn't open to it for a while. And for a period of, what I mean a while, I'm talking about a year and a half, and she kept coming out with the idea of, look, we should go back to fashion jewelry. Because we had that start, and some of those pieces were magnificent, but overall, I didn't think fashion jewelry would be relevant to what Ferry is today, what we are today. So the mandate to Sanaz was, well, if you can come out with designs that are reliable and a manufacturer that could meet the prestige of Ferry, although it's not going to be a Ferry product, but prestige of GWT, then I'm open to look. And Sanaz, I don't know if it was 2 or 3 manufacturers. This is the third one, I think, because I know the first couple that you brought, the original samples, and obviously it was not, the first one wasn't to anyone's standard. The second one was, I liked it, and it wasn't to your standard. And I guess this one is the third manufacturer after a couple of years that you hit a home run with. You want to tell us about that?
Sure, absolutely, Ramin. And you touched base on a couple of different things. The fact that global wealth trade has just expanded tremendously in a global market, and we have different income earnings in basically different countries. We were looking at product lines that can be mass distributed globally, locally, and really anyone that can be able to purchase them. At the same time, we were also looking for being able to hit a bigger segment in the marketing world, which was, we had, of course, like you mentioned, our Ferry Mosh pieces, which is, the Bugatti of the industry. Then, of course, we have our Ferry sterling silver and our leather and our tungsten and plankton. And at the same time, we wanted to be able to, fashion jewelry, Ramin, as you know, is very dear to my heart, because, when I first started in this company, for those of you who don't know, I actually started as a distributor. And when I started as a distributor in this company, we only had fashion jewelry at the time that I could redistribute. So what I automatically started to do was to purchase products and to start reselling them, and I started to earn great profits. I was putting cash in my pocket. So fashion jewelry was always very dear to me, and that's why I kept on going to bat with it to Ramin, saying, it's an easy sale. It is easy to distribute. Everyone can afford $18 or $20 or $30, and let's bring it back. And like Ramin said, we always do a lot of development. We bring in different products from different manufacturers. We try, we create, We play with different metals to be able to get the right component. And one of the things we wanted to do was keep the price down. Another aspect that we wanted to do is use less stonework to, again, bring down the price of it. So it wasn't going to be Ferry, and at the same time, we came up with, of course, the name of Posh. So again, Ramin, I know you want to talk about that, because with the Posh name, you know, we went through a lot of different names and a lot of different concepts, and you know, it was for us, you know, the Posh party theme or having a Posh party just sounded great, and we love that concept. Okay, so to go back again, with the Posh line, when it came out, we wanted to be able to expand the product line when it came to more necklaces, more bracelets, more earrings. And if you notice with the Posh line, there's actually no rings to begin with. And in the future, that is something that I will eventually work on. But right now with the Posh line, we started with 75 different designs to be able to choose from. And what this consists of, it consists of necklaces, it consists of bracelets, bangles, and as well as gorgeous, gorgeous earrings. The Posh line does have a lot of different collections of sets. So the reason that we created the sets, and as you can see on your screen right now, we have one that is our startup kit. It's a $500 kit, which we're going to talk about in a minute. But as you can see, even in this collection, there's quite a bit of items that you can do multiple sales. So there's a lot of sets. So there's a matching necklace, matching bracelet, matching earrings. And the reason that we did that was to strategically allow for you to be able to display sets so that when your customer sees an item, and if it's, you know, $20 or $18 for an earrings that are retailed, you're able to also recommend something else, like the matching bracelet to go with it, or to recommend the matching necklace to go with it. And, you know, some of the Posh sets, majority of the Posh sets, with about $100 retail, you can actually sell an entire set to a customer, which consists of a necklace, earring, as well as a bracelet. So the price points are absolutely fantastic. And, you know, for you to be able to sell someone a $100 set, giving them 3 items, that is a win-win situation.
Well, Sanaz, the reason why we have that scenario that we kept the Posh pricing down is because, you know, I had to come up with a series of calculations. It's, you know, you really need required calculus, because the manufacturing cost of this fashion jewelry versus what we started with is astronomically different. But going back to the name Posh, initially, I think going after a series of different names, what we had our mindset on was I think the original name was Zeba Collection. Zeba in the Persian language means beautiful and elegant and so forth. Again, once you come up with a name, then you do some Google search, and you want to make sure that no one else in the same field is using those names, and what type of companies have similar names and so forth. And so even the word Posh, the font was created in-house. As you can see, the font of the Posh, it's not a standard font. It was actually created piece by in-house designers. And Posh, the idea was basically to add a line that's not going to be Ferry, but benefits from the branding that Ferry has received over the past 9 years. See, when you Google Ferry, 2.8 million pages show up. It is a well-branded name around the globe. In fact, when we were in Vegas, as I mentioned, I was offered an $8 million annual contract for the name Ferry, except it would have ended up on the U.S. shopping channel, and that's why I rejected it. There's a lot of people that would love the name because we got lots of celebrities, lots of write-up. So I didn't want to include, I was still nervous about you know, contaminating the prestige name of Ferry, because it is the #1, the most magnificent luxury silver jewelry in the world. But we wanted to come out with a fashion line that is not Ferry, because Ferry is not fashion, but it benefits from the name Ferry because it is the same design, it is the same people, it's the same group. So we call it Posh by Ferry. So people now knows if anything that Ferry puts out, it's going to be significant in quality, it's going to be magnificent, it's going to be very elaborate. So that's why it's called Posh by Ferry. It's not a Ferry, but it's by Ferry.
Absolutely. And one of the other things as well is if you look at the logo for Posh, we used a turquoise and a pink color, and we wanted to make it very feminine because we're also targeting a lot of the
definitely it wasn't me that came up with the colors, so I won't tell you that.
Well, Ramin, the reason that we discussed this over and over and over, and being a network marketing company and being in the direct sales industry, one of the biggest attributes that we have is, like you said, the biggest talent, and you being the compensation plan expert in the industry and being writing compensation plans for the industry. That is one of the biggest blessings that we have, because you were able to incorporate a compensation plan for Posh, be able to incorporate Posh by Ferry, but at the same time, my job was to make it look pretty. So, we thought when it comes to the home party division, that is a mass market when it comes to the Avons and the Mary Kays and the Tupperwares. And there's a lot of people who build direct sales, they build towards the residual. They want the big numbers, they want the big checks, they want the big income, and that's fantastic, and that's great. And our compensation plan, of course, has been proven now entering into our ninth year, with our Ferry brand, with our Ferry Mosh brand, with the payout that we have in our compensation plan. And, of course, now being able to incorporate Posh, we wanted to make it go after a different division. And that was the home party people, the people that are throwing parties all the time, the ones that are retailing the product. They buy as a member, they retail it as a member, they throw the parties, they share, they do branding events. And this is where, where Posh really plays a big role, because now you have products that are easy to sell, the price points make sense, and everyone can afford to buy a Posh piece.
And you know what? The key factor in all of this that would have been a complete deal breaker, and I know this is a part that the design team had a hard time with me on, because when Sanaz came to me, the first question I asked is, what is the cost and how much is our retail going to be? And I had to do a calculation for retail, and so that was the biggest challenge. We either had to come out with fashion jewelry that some of the home party companies are putting out, and believe me, we've looked at them all, and there is not a single item they sell that I would allow in this company. The quality is just not there. It just looks cheap. And you know what? They're not trying to be anything luxurious. I mean, they're not trying to be that. To them, it's a business. We sell a bunch of beads, and you can make some money doing it. But that's not who we are. So being a prestigious company, our challenge is we want to make sure that we have something that represents us well. At the same time, we must meet the price point, which is the retail price point that your retail customers would instantly don't hesitate to buy on an impulse. The second challenge is that to do that, we wanted to make sure we preserve what you're used to, which is up to 100% retail profits. We want you to make sure that you're, if you didn't have to, but I was trying hard to make sure that you keep enjoying that massive up to 100% retail profit. Again, when you look at our competitors in the home party divisions, none of them offer 100%. They offer 30%, 35%, maybe 40%. Nobody offers anything more than 40% that we've seen. We wanted to keep that up. So we have challenge one, have top quality stuff. Challenge two, meet the price point between $50, $60 in that area, the maximum. And challenge three, make sure we have you enjoy that retail profits that you've been enjoying. This is where the calculus part comes in. That's why we've designed it the way we've designed it. And now you have the most magnificent fashion jewelry in the world. And then I think the highest price we have, Sanaz, I think starts from $18 to about $80.
Well, again, yeah, and the $18 is actually retail. So as a member, of course, it's much, much cheaper. And but that is pretty much the highest price point. Like I mentioned earlier on, one of the other biggest attributes that we have, Ramin, is that you can easily sell an entire set to a customer for $100, and that would include, a pair of earrings, a bracelet, and a matching necklace to go with it.
Now, Sanaz, we got some questions here. Do you want to go to your PowerPoint, or should we just answer the questions?
Sure. Well, you know what? The first thing I want to go through, Ramin, is that we have our FFA kit, which is Ferry for All, where a brand new member gets started and they're able to redeem their $1,000 of Ferry to be able to start building their business. And those products can be worn by them. Those products could be retailed. And those products can even be shown to potential clients about our product lines and what we sell. So the first question that I think is best for us, and since we got the PowerPoint up on this slide, is the Posh kit, what it is, what it includes, and why, we put it as a value of $500, and basically how that works. So the first thing, as you guys can all see on the slides that are up here, we have our Posh kit, which is called PFA, which is Posh for All. And the Posh kit is $500, and it includes 15 different Posh items that you're able to redeem and you're able to pick up to be able to display, to be able to resell, or be able to wear yourself. And one of the questions, Ramin, that we had, by the way, a tremendous boot camp yesterday. And I want to congratulate everyone that was there at the Toronto boot camp. I had such an amazing time, met so many amazing new people. It was a jam-packed house. And one of the questions that came up, and I've already covered some of the stuff at the boot camp yesterday, but I wanted to cover in depth today with yourself and, of course, the rest of our amazing luxury consultants worldwide, is that why the Posh kit is $500 for Posh versus when we have the $1,000 kit for Ferry.
So again, going back to what I mentioned earlier, Sanaz, he said we wanted to keep the price down and yet offer a magnificent product. For us to be able to give you 100% retail profit, for us to be able to give you products of this quality, we had to keep the price of the product down, which means our profit margin, it's far less than what Ferry would be. We did not go with our standard profit margin. We wanted to make sure that, again, remember one thing, this wasn't we didn't need another product in global wealth trade before Posh. We didn't. We have plenty. Other companies have 20 products. We had 1,400. What we wanted to do, to add a line to launch a whole new division, and that division was Home Party. And when you take a look at Home Party companies, so almost look at it as a whole new business outside Ferry, outside global wealth trade. And when you look at the Home Party businesses out there, they got very mediocre or even worse type of products selling it very cheap. And they also pay only 30-35% profit. So we're competing with some very harsh competition because they don't have the products that you have. They don't pay out like we do. And I had a major challenge. So, and on top of that, I want to keep this business as unified as possible. So when somebody come in, initially we didn't want to have a PFA kit, which is Posh for All, which is basically the $500 kit you seek. Initially, it was going to be exclusive to the branding party. It was even going to be placed in the branding party section where you have to order the products. Then we found ways to mainstream it. So when you don't have the profit margin, that's why you have products for $80 retail, which is your cars could be $40 for something that looks like a $300 piece, is because we kept the profit margin down. That's why. So the profit margin is not there. It's $1,000 in Ferry. You have a choice. Take the $1,000 of Ferry or $500 in Posh, which, by the way, I don't know exactly, Sanaz, you know better, but the $500 Posh kit actually has more items than the $1,000 Ferry kit.
Absolutely. Well, because it is fashion jewelry, with the Ferry kit, we have only 10 items, but it is 10 items of sterling silver. And with the Posh kit, we have basically the costume jewelry, but you get 15 pieces, and it's a retail value of $500. So, of course, with that, it is much easier because you have lower priced items that you can purchase very easily.
And we have other challenges as well with Posh, is that things that our LLCs wouldn't know. These are the back house challenges. For example, Posh pieces are a lot bigger than the Ferry pieces. Now it includes also boxes, and so now in shipping and the packaging, it created actually a lot of challenges that we had to deal with over and above. So to make matters simple, why it's 500? Because we have not put in the profit margin. Had we done that, no, you might as well go ahead and double or even more prices of Posh, whether from your LLC or whether it's retail. We didn't want to have a $300 Posh piece. So remember, we got to keep our eyes on the ball. The idea is to come up with a line of products that's going to erupt your home parties. And since you're still making up to 100% profit, this was for you to go ahead and cash in on your retail market. And you can only do that if the products are priced for home party. If you start pricing it, like, a lot higher, like gallery style, that's going to become pretty much the same as Ferry is right now, where you're going to have $200, $300 pieces, and we didn't want that to happen.
Absolutely. If we just go to the next slide, I wanted to just talk a little bit about some of the other things that we have on the Posh, and just to talk about it, because one of the other factors that we took into consideration when the Posh was coming into play was the different colors, because our sterling silver, of course, is a beautiful sterling silver. It's got the natural rhodium plating on it. So it looks absolutely breathtaking. But at the same time, we wanted to be able to give the fashion jewelry some color. And so one of the things that you will notice with the Posh line is I've used a lot of different metals, okay? And the Posh is still, of course, lead-free, so it is hypoallergenic for those customers who are wondering. But at the same time, we didn't use any fancy plating when it comes to the Posh, again, to be able to keep the prices down. But we also used a lot of different color metals. So one of the colors that is used is a lot of gunmetal that's used in there, which is absolutely a stunning, stunning color. We use black color. We use a lot of the gold color, the silver color. And there's a lot of pieces that you will actually see, and even with some of the Posh pieces that you're seeing on the images here, which is pieces that are multiple metals mixed in together. And that's what Posh is all about. Because remember, fashion jewelry is usually made for it to last only a season for you. Fashion jewelry is not something you wear every day. Fashion jewelry is not something that, you use and abuse. Fashion jewelry is you wear it once in a while, you dress it up with different outfits and different colors. And what we've done with Posh is been able to give you a variety of different colors and metals that you can dress up with different outfits to wear for different occasions, but also to make it a very classy look. There's a lot of short necklaces or, that are collar necklaces when they sit on your collarbone, or they are longer. So if you wanted to wear them with a summer dress, you can wear them. If you wanted to wear it with a sweater over your sweater, if you wanted to wear it with a dress, if you wanted to wear it with a blazer, that is the versatility of Posh, where you have all these different lengths and colors of metals. And if you go to the next slide, you'll get a chance to see some more. You're able to see that sort of beauty and the fashion and the passion that goes behind the Posh line, where, again, you see a lot of the glass pearls, you see a lot of beads, you see a lot of braids, you see some green metals, you see some brown metals. So it's a lot of different colors of pretty much metals that have been used in. We wanted to keep the price points down, so we've reduced using, stonework or stone setting to be able to give you affordable pieces. Especially, Ramin, one of the things that we were talking about is also going more global. And a lot of the countries, when they're buying the silver package, they wanted to be able to also have products that they can afford easily and be able to buy them. So that was one of the key factors I know that was really important to you, because you look at the numbers, you look at the bottom line, you look at the big picture, and you wanted products for even global markets that have lower incomes in different, more international countries to also be able to afford Posh. So maybe you can touch a little bit base on that.
Again, you got to understand that we are a global business, and you have to understand it doesn't matter if you're in Global Wall Street for one day or you've been with us for 7 years. If you're going to make a lot of money in network marketing, you need to leverage. That means your business automatically, whether it's through you personally or somebody in your team, will expand to other countries. You got to look between India and China. You've got about half the population of the world. You got about 3 billion people sitting over there, and there's a lot of countries in the Middle East and in Asia and even in South America. Again, not only they need products that they could easily retail, also, Sanaz, we've been hearing as well, because Ferry pieces are so beautiful and intricate and luxurious, and red carpet style. We have countries, that are, they're like bigger pieces. They're like pieces that are, that show itself more. And so, again, Posh also covers that aspect of it where some of these pieces are pretty large and they're absolutely gorgeous.
Sure. And, Ramin, another thing as well that we're touching on is, as I mentioned earlier, about the home party division. Other companies that do resell jewelry, or their company is based on jewelry, all they sell is only jewelry, and all they sell is just costume jewelry. But when they have to buy the product, they have to pay everything up front. It's not like Global Wealth Trade, where we have our monthly IA, and you can save up month after month to be able to buy different products. And so I wanted to touch base a little bit about Posh because, with the Ferry line, everyone, of course, is used to it. They save up month after month. They buy the Ferry pieces, any of the items that they want. With Ferry Mosh, as you all know, when you make a purchase with Ferry Mosh, you use half of your IA and you pay the other half in cash. And I wanted to touch base and make sure that everyone understands as well, Posh, when you are going to make a Posh purchase, you are able to use half of your entire purchase using your points, and the other half you are going to pay cash. And Ramin, I wanted to tell our distributors a little bit more about that because I don't think that they're aware that other companies, you have to pay for the product all up front in cash, and we're even allowing for them to use half of their points towards a purchase.
Again, going back to the calculus I was talking about earlier. So again, what was our objective? Come out with a product line that are gorgeous, high quality, but keep the price point down. So, and also still allow you to make up to 100%. We could have taken the easy way, where we only say you can make only 30% or 40% maximum, which means you wouldn't be happy about that, or give you an inferior product like other companies are doing, which of course we don't know how to do. For us, we always do the best of the best and how we can do it. So I had to get very, very detailed and sit down, and this was very technical, to come up with ways to be able to accomplish all our objectives. Very first thing I want to make sure that everyone understands. Posh is a bonus line. So don't look at it as Ferry, because it's not. It's a bonus line, and it was only put together to help you make retail money from home. It was only designed exclusively for the branding party. Now you have access to it. You can order it, sell it through catalogs, whatever. But it was designed to enhance retail profits. So to keep the price down, we had to make sure that we keep our cost of the commissions down. For us to go ahead and, because I want to go back a little bit, other companies, again, when you look at the home parties, this is why our company's been talked about by the experts all over the world. They're saying this is the very first time an MLM company with a compensation plan of a binary compensation plan, it's never been done before, folks, that we actually have a home party division. Name one company that's done that. Never. It's never been done before. Is because home party companies are home party companies. They don't have a compensation plan like we do, multi-level, how you get paid, the commissions and BDBs. It's not how it works. That's not how Avon, Mary Kay, or Zapata, none of these companies have that. It's a home party platform, which means you buy wholesale, you sell retail, and pretty much stops right there. If you hire a few people, you make it a little bit of override, but they do not have a multi-level breakdown. We are a multi-level company. Now we added a home party division. So my challenge was to sit down and figure this thing out for weeks. So the reason why the question shouldn't be why we can only use 50% IA. The comment should be, wow, we can actually make 100% retail profit. It's these quality for this price. On top of that, we could use 50% of the price by using our IA that we had to buy or sell for our Ferry or for GWT business, because guess what? Any other home party company, there is no such thing as an IA. You pay cash, you buy it at wholesale, the entire amount, and you sell it, and you recover your cash and your profit. So no other company allows you to use your savings or IA program. There's no such thing out there. We should have done it that way as well. It would be much easier for me and less costly, to be honest, that we should have said, look, you buy cash, you sell cash, it's Posh, it's for your branding party, it's separate from your other parts of your Ferry line or Ferry Mosh line or GWT business. We could have done that, but I still want it to be as unified as possible So I've done some fancy calculation, done a bunch of different calculation. So we are still allowing you to use 50% of the IA purchases, which you use to qualify your centers, which you use to get commissions, which you use to keep your CV, right? You use that for something else. It was completely for a different purpose. And now we're allowing you to take that, actually to apply up to 50% even into Posh, which is a completely separate line for your home party division. So the question shouldn't be why 50%. The comment should be, wow, no other company allows us to do this. Every other company, you buy 100% and you cash and you sell it. Here, we only have to buy 50% because we could use our IA for 50%, and we'll sell it, and we get it all in cash back plus profits. So I hope that's clear here. If we had to use all IA, remember, when you buy $100 worth of, say, $150 worth of IA, up to 70% of that goes up for commissions to your uplines. The commissions that you receive through the binary comes, again, it comes for that 70%. If you were to use IA, that means we have to take that cost and put it into the price of the product. It has to be counted for. That would have pushed the price of Posh way up there. We didn't want to do that. Again, remember, we have to keep our eyes on the target. We didn't need another product. What we needed was lower price products that we could erupt your home party divisions, your home parties, so you can make a ton of retail profits. By keeping the price down, people are selling a fortune. We have people reporting they're selling 3 or 4 items to the same person. They have never done that before. It can happen because of the way it's priced. Had we used the entire IA program for this, these products would be priced double the price of what they are today, and we didn't want to do that. I hope I'm clear on this.
I absolutely think so. So basically, Posh is the same, like Ferry Mosh. You use half the points in your account. So if an item, for example, is 20 points as a member to you in your back office, 10 points you would use out of your account, and 10 points you would actually purchase, and that would be in your back office. And I think that is pretty much clear to all of our members. And the other question that Ramin came up and our members were asking for is that, you know, when someone makes a purchase for Posh, and I know you touched base on this, and if we can go to the next slide, because we have a course with Posh, its own packaging and its own boxes, and, you know, there's a lot of different designs, and like you mentioned, some of them are, you know, big necklaces, and of course when you use metal, and there's multiple metals and multiple pieces and multiple strands that are incorporated into a design, it also makes the piece heavier, you know, and what we wanted to do was give a lot of variety of when it comes to colors and designs and shapes, and you know, really have the Posh in your face, but at the same time we wanted to give it as a beautiful packaging as well. We still wanted to be able to have the same shipping incentive that we've been doing, so that I know you offered all of our members a free shipping program that has been great, and people absolutely love it. So when you ship in Canada, you know, you have your $49.99, or Canada or US, I should say, and then you have your global markets, and of course you have your Africa region that you get, you know, you get your kickback of free shipping. But people were asking, you know, does that apply to Posh? So when they order an item for Posh or a box of Posh, does that apply with the free shipping as well?
Again, this is part of the whole calculus, because we want to make sure that this becomes as unified as possible to avoid confusion. So the answer is yes. Your IA rebate program, part of the free shipping, also applies to Posh.
Okay, and you know, if I wanted to place an order and I wanted to order some Ferry and order some Posh together, can that be done?
Well, that would be an Anat Kalmo question, I think, from a shopping cart point of view. I understand. I believe you can. Maybe our shipping departments and Sanaz are the one to answer that question.
Absolutely, and yes, absolutely you can. And right now we have so many of our members that are definitely taking advantage of this. Ever since Posh has been launched, Ramin, as you can see, you know, I'm even in the product room doing all the audits and making sure everything's going out smoothly, and it's been amazing.
Besides, we had orders, what, like 51 pieces and 70 pieces, and we've had incredible orders I've never seen before.
Yeah, well, you know, on average, people are ordering about 5 to 10 items on their Ferry orders, and they can order, you know, they can order sunglasses, they can order a watch, a couple of Ferry pieces like tungsten or silver. With Posh, we've had some orders as big as 102 pieces.
Wow.
For one of our distributors, and it's not, I mean, it is just rapidly just spreading everywhere.
People are feasting on it.
Absolutely. And since the launch of Posh, I mean, you know, once the orders went live, our distributors absolutely went crazy over it. We've been having a lot of fun with it. We've been getting tremendous feedback. You had to see the boot camp yesterday. All the ladies, they look so fabulous. You saw Jonah Lynn, and you saw Tanya Martin, you saw Dorothy, you saw all the ladies, you know, dressed up in their Posh. I had my Posh on, and everyone just looked absolutely fabulous. So, yeah, everyone's having a lot of fun with it. And if you wanted to combine to buy some promotional materials, so if you want to buy the, you know, new Posh booklets that are absolutely a great size or pocket sizes, or if you wanted to order, you know, silver cleaner, for example, and you want to order some silver items, and if you want to put Posh items in there as well, absolutely. You can incorporate the whole thing together. You can still put it all as one shipment, and yes, you still do get that free shipping as well, and that is exciting because I know our distributors are just having a great time with that. And if we can go to the next slide.
I know you had like 21,000 pieces that came in of Posh. The way things are going, I don't know how long it's going to last. We want to recalculate when we place our replenishment order.
Well, you know, that's another thing as well, is that, you know, our Posh pieces are made for global wealth trade. So these are not, you know, cookie cutter pieces. These are, again, designed, you know, the colors, the components, the combinations, the combination of necklaces and bracelets, everything is custom made for us. So we, of course, you know, that does take time. It's not something you place an order for and then it's in right away. But yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the reasons why personally myself, I've actually been working in the inventory room with the girls. And the reason is because I got a chance to be able to feel and be in there and work with the girls and kind of work out all the knots of course, whenever there's new releases, you know, what goes on in the background is a different story. And I mean, we are just, you know, we're working night and day, but we're still managing to push the orders out all the time. And it's just been absolutely tremendous. And what you guys can see on your screen right now is you're getting a chance to see the Posh boxes. The Posh boxes, of course, are beautiful. We've incorporated the colors of Posh, the turquoise and the pink. Posh, you know, with our swan, it's the fairy, and with Posh, it's a butterfly. So again, it's very light, it's very airy. I love it, you know, and you got to have passion for fashion, and that's the slogan for Posh. And right beside it, you see the pocket size, the Posh booklets, which are fabulous, and we are getting phenomenal feedback. Everyone loves it. You can actually pick up 20 Posh booklets for only $14.99, and they are just absolutely flying off the shelves. They're only 20 pages. It's light, you know, it's great. You get a chance to show them colors and show the different price points. One thing I did want to mention about the Posh booklets is that the prices of the retail item is actually right beside the item. So the product number is right in the booklet, right beside the item. We have some beautiful pictures of some of our amazing models from our 2013 International Convention right inside the Posh booklet, so you can get a chance to see, you know, how short or long they are, and which is great. And at the same time, you're able to show customers the prices of the items. Now, if you are outside of Canada, it does have a plus sign beside it because, of course, whenever you are in any other region, prices may vary, and it says it right there. So please make sure that if you are in a different region, of course, right on our website, our CTO, Nana Kelma, has done such a tremendous job of being able to get you right when you go onto the website or your customers go on the website, choose the country where you are making the purchase to be able to reflect the charges of that country. So make sure you take a look at it for your countries to make sure you have the according prices to your country code as well. And Ramin,
So I just want to say this: the Posh catalog is gorgeous. I've seen it. It's very fun. It's beautifully laid out. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I was very impressed when I saw it. Just to reiterate what Sanaz was saying, we're experimenting on things. Being a global company, we're trying different things. And in this particular catalog, we actually have the Canadian prices on there with a plus sign. So you understand. So if United States, that price, say something is worth $80, with a plus could mean $80 or more in your country. On the bottom of every page, it would say, that these are Canadian prices. Refer to your item number on the website to know what is your local price is. There's some type of text on the bottom of every page say what the plus sign is. If you're in Brazil, there's an 80% duties in that country. Again, so the plus is important. So if you're outside Canada, that chances are your numbers are going to be different than what's in the catalog. We're going to try it this way and see how it works. Obviously, we did not do that with the lookbook for Ferry. We kept the prices outside, and you have to refer to your back office, and we have a price list that is for Canada. But again, it's one of the experiments that we're doing. If it works out well, we'll get feedback from all the different countries. We may decide to go with the same format for the lookbook in the future.
Absolutely. And actually, the fine print that says on the bottom, Ramin, it does say prices may vary country to country. Contact your local luxury consultant for local prices. Prices are enlarged to show detail and may not be relative to the actual size and color. And this is also important for us to put that in there because, again, we want your customers to touch base with you. We wanted to make it into a small, nice little booklet, so it's really handy. And everyone loves the size. We've been just getting such great feedback on the size for Posh because it's light. You can just put it into your coat pocket or you can put it in your, purse, and you can go anywhere and you can just drop them off. And, of course, it's got an area on the back where you can fill in the information. The other question that came up, Ramin, that I wanted to cover is that when someone is, giving away the Posh booklet or when they're promoting the Posh items and they make a retail sale, what is the volume that goes up to them or to the upline and as well as the commissions? And you're the compensation plan guru and expert, and I want you to touch base a little bit on that.
Okay, the CV push-up only applies to retail sales. As you said, you can't use your IA for that. If you sold something that somebody paid 100% cash through the credit card or whatever, 30%, obviously you get up to 100% retail profit on that. That's your retail profit, depending on if you're a diamond package or silver package or in between. So you get your retail profit, whatever that number is. Over and above that, we push out 30% to the binary as CV, commissionable volume. So the payout is 30% on retail sales only.
Perfect. And the other question that came up was when a member goes into their back office, and I covered a lot of these things at boot camp, and it's so great to be able to hear it from yourself as well, is that when someone goes in their back office and they make more purchases, so a lot of our members, for example, do not have enough IA in their account because they have used it up or, they're waiting for the next month for them to accumulate paying their IA. And when they use no IA at all and they're using it through their back office as a member and they make a purchase, because as a retail, you were saying, of course, that retail profit, of course, kicks in. But how much CV goes up for the member that uses no points to purchase in their back office?
Again, it was paid through cash. 30% gets paid out as CV. Now, we have to check with our IT, make sure that the order program is complete. I believe it is. So they can answer your questions. And as if IA is not used in the Posh purchase, then 30% of that purchase gets pushed up as CV to the binary to the upline.
Perfect. Thank you very much for covering that. The other question, again, is we've answered pretty much everything, but the other question that came up is that what is the warranty on our Posh pieces?
It's fashion jewelry. Obviously, you know that. There is no warranty on it. If there is a manufacturer's defect, we'll take a look at it. We've always been very good at that. I believe the last time I checked on our RAF, even our Ferry, we had a 98% positive on all our rafts. It's not a lot; it's less than 1%. But we look at it. We're very fair about it. If there's a manufacturer's defect, we'll replace it gladly. But there is no warranty. It's fashion jewelry. But you know what? We anticipate very little problem with this line. Very well built. They're strong pieces, so we don't anticipate having much problem with it.
Absolutely. And as our policies and procedures remain, we've always said, within the 7 days if they do receive it, and like you mentioned, if there's a manufacturer's defect, of course, we'll always take that into consideration and take a look at it as well. The other question that came up that I wanted to cover with you, and we're pretty much winding down to our final question, is that does the Posh pricing reflect the different packages? For example, as a silver, as a plankton, as a gold, and as a diamond, are the prices different for the different buying powers? Does that still apply for Posh?
Absolutely. Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Again, we try to keep it unified so to avoid confusion. So if you're silver, your price point would be different than if you're a diamond. So go diamond. We've given you every way through the Launchpad system to get you there. No excuses. Get it done. Go diamond. Maximize your profit.
Absolutely. And again, these were some of the great questions that came up, and we covered them. Now, Ramin, those are pretty much the questions that I had all written down, and wanted to make sure that we cover them. But one other point aside from Posh that I covered at boot camp, which I think is so equally important to make sure, since both of us are on this call, that we cover, is our product manufacturing when it comes to the global spectrum, because we are, and then we'll open it up for questions and answers. Because one of the biggest things is that, when we launched in 2007, the Ferry designer lines, we launched, of course, our sterling silver, our timepieces, and my God, since then have we ever evolved with, bringing in our plankton, bringing in our tungsten, ceramic, the stellite, the leather, the sunglasses, now the iPhones, the iPads, and the belts, the gloves, the day-to-day, the prestige. The list goes on and on and on, and we're going to keep on evolving, and we're going to keep on growing. And one of the things that I mentioned at boot camp, and I want to relay the message to everyone globally that's on this call, is when we originally started, we talked a lot about our product manufacturing, because our products were only a couple of different lines of where we manufactured them. Now that has grown so global. Now we have so many different product lines, and distributors and luxury consultants do not remember where everything originates from. And you know what? It doesn't matter where it originates from. What matters is what the products that we create, the products that we make at Global Wealth Trade, whether it's our Ferry, whether it's Ferry Mosh, whether it's Posh, we use the best raw materials in our manufacturing process, in our research and development, into what we do. And I wanted to a little bit get your feedback on that as well, Remy, because we've been talking about this to be able to streamline the training, streamline the mindset, and streamline really where we're going with our brands.
Again, Sanaz, look, team, don't become technical, because technical doesn't make you any money. The more data you put into your customer's head, the less sales you're going to make. It's that simple. This is about enthusiasm, excitement. It's not about data. And it's not a question that comes up at all, actually, from a ticketing system. I know I heard it for the first time the other day. Nobody cares. What material, what metal, what... Nobody cares, because at the end of the day, it's fashion jewelry. People buy it on instinct. They want to know. What's most important, it's by Ferry. That means it's highest one of the highest quality. And again, you want to be excited about your favorite pieces, how you're wearing it, how much you're selling it, which ones is your best seller. Those are the type of information that you want to relate to your clients, not what's the metal and how is it made and how is it exclusive. That doesn't matter. When you go to the store, the salesperson doesn't try to tell you anything. They will stand there. It looks good. Is it your fit? Does it not fit? Is it your color? What you can match it with? Those are the type of things you want to focus on. Get yourself marketing-based focused, not the technical-based, because technical is not exciting. Technical is information. Technical doesn't duplicate. Average person is not here to become a jeweler or become a metallurgist. It isn't. Average person that comes into our business, they want to know, how does it look good, and I can go ahead and promote it with some tools that I have, some basic information that people could use to make the purchase. So don't get into this. I know it's not a question that comes up a lot. Like I said, it's the first time I heard it the other day. It's not a ticket that we get, but do not become technical with the product. Much like, when we're in the field selling nutritional line, when I was on the field, we didn't have to become a doctor to do this in those days. We just basically talk about the benefits. So at this point, what you need to do is just talk about the benefit, forget about where it's coming from, all of that. It's just too much. Our product lines are too vast, and you know what? It comes from all over the world. So it's not one particular place. There is no large company that's going to use one factory or one country to produce it. You just cannot do that. Countries are like people. They have strengths and weaknesses. So in order to have a very balanced line, we will go to all over the place to go ahead and produce new lines. And you know what? What country it's made, it's absolutely not relevant. And I saw that the other day. I chuckled a little bit, and I decided just for fun to do some research, because you guys know I've had a lot of cars, and I'm a big Mercedes-Benz guy. So I know that most Mercedes-Benz is not actually done in Germany. And I know that big parts of it come from Mexico and different parts. So I decided to do Google search. You can do the same thing. See, where does Mercedes-Benz is actually got manufacturers? And here are the countries that Mercedes-Benz have manufacturing facilities: Argentina, Austria, Bosnia, Brazil, Canada, China, Egypt, India. India, they have multiple in India. Indonesia, Iran, Malaysia, Mexico, Nigeria, Philippines, Russia, Spain, South. It goes on. They got like 40 different countries that Mercedes-Benz has a manufacturing facility on. So when people go buy Mercedes-Benz, they don't care where it was made. They just know it's a Mercedes-Benz. So what we want to do is, again, focus on it's a Posh. It's by Ferry. That's all people want to know. You Google Ferry, you'll find out it is the authority when it comes to quality and style. So don't focus on things that are unimportant. Sometimes we come into business and, first of all, you have so much tools and accolades here with this company, you don't need to oversell it anymore. You have far more than you need in order to go and promote these products. Don't try to come up with extra facts, supporting documents. You don't need that. It's fashion jewelry. It's not that complicated. It's not like nutrition. You have to get into the science of it. It's not. It's fashion jewelry. It doesn't matter where it's made. All it matters is what brand is it. If I bring up the top 50 major brands in the world, 90% of them, you wouldn't even know where it's manufactured. And the other 10% that you think you know where it's manufactured, I can guarantee you 90% of the time you're wrong. Much like you were probably shocked that I just told you Mercedes-Benz is being manufactured in 40-some-odd countries. Before that, you probably thought it was done in Germany. So where it's done, what it is, it's irrelevant. You're gorgeous, you're high quality, and as it says on the Posh catalog, it's for everyone. It's for every occasion, and it's for, I can't see the middle, but my eyes are going. So that's what you need to focus on.
It says everyone, everywhere, and every occasion.
That's all you need to know. Posh, it's for everyone.
Well, you know what? It doesn't only apply to Posh, Ramin. It also applies to Ferry, and it also, it's just because the stories, I just want to make sure our distributors are not, like you said it perfectly, not get technical, because they try to get technical and try to oversell, then they start to exaggerate, and that exaggeration ends up biting them. So at the end of the day, you know that we use the best materials, whether it's for Posh, whether it's for Ferry, whether it's for Ferry Mosh, any of the goods that we make, it's always the best of the best, and we source them globally to be able to give you the best products so that you can be proud. And most importantly, we give you a powerful product with a great retail profit, with a great margin to be able to make a lot of money. And
again, Sanaz, I always say it's simple. You're in a selling business. Ask yourself a question. When you go to a store, you see something you like, you care about the technical part of it. You take it, does it fit me well? It looks beautiful. How much is it? You don't care if it was done in Vietnam or India or China. You take it because A, it looks good, B, price is right, and so on. So that's how you sell in a selling world. You don't get technical. The minute you get technical, you're going to stop selling. So here's a warning, probably the best tip of the night. When you get technical, then not only are you going to stop selling, it's going to duplicate your team, and that's going to slow down the sales in your team.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that's really important, is just to build, have fun, and just keep your enthusiasm up. And that goes to the amazing young lady. I want to just recognize her for 1 minute, Jonah Lynn, and she's been able to build such a great organization. She is building rapidly. She's been in the business for a very, very short time. And what she does is she's excited, she's building, she doesn't worry about any other technical stuff. All she's doing is just sharing the excitement, the energy. So kudos to you, Jonah Lynn, again. I wanted to acknowledge that. If we can go to the next slide, this is the final slide that I wanted to share with everyone. It's our new GWT at Home branding party division. And this is actually, I wanted to recognize a couple of people because, when Ramin and I sat down and we looked at, bringing Posh out, and we focused going into 2013, we looked at some of the numbers with the home party division. We looked at the billions of dollars that are coming in the home party division. And we wanted to give our luxury consultants a great tool, a great system, a great teaching to be able to tap into really a billion-dollar industry when it comes to the home party division. And so I got working with a group of dynamite ladies that are doing the same thing in GWT, and they've had great success, and they've been doing that. One of those people was our host for tonight, Daisy, from here in Toronto, who, again, she has been the retail queen 2 years. I mean, her retail sales are just through the roof, and she does such a great job. She's got so much passion and excitement, whether it's for the Ferry, whether it's for the Posh now. I mean, she's already ordered a whole slew of Posh products and retailing them right away. But again, one person was Daisy who got involved. Of course, the next lady was Jeanette Beaver, again from Toronto, and she's the young lady who's constantly doing all the games, and she's got the knowledge and background. I personally never played games when I did parties. She's had tremendous success playing games at the parties to be able to build like and trust, break the ice, and she gave us a lot of those concepts, and we've incorporated that into this GWT at Home. And of course, Angel, who has done such a tremendous job in Winnipeg, doing home parties and retailing a lot of products as well, and gathering up people and kind of going through the whole system. And so what we did is we sat down, and of course, Sarah Yerman, our office manager, who again is just my right hand, and she's absolutely phenomenal. We all sat down and we crunched for one whole weekend and put all of our thoughts together. And of course, we've been working on this for months and months and months. And finally, we released it, Ramin, and incorporated the Posh, incorporated the games, incorporated what to do before a show, how to do a show. We put in some GWT money in there so that people can play games and give away money to the guests so that they can create more incentive for them to play. We put Posh booklets in there. We, of course, have the manual itself in there. We have invitation cards. And another new thing that we've incorporated into this is a business pamphlet. It's about giving people a hostess reward. It's about giving people an incentive. It's about giving people above and beyond our compensation plan that we currently have, adding on to that. So the GWT at Home is a phenomenal new division that we've sort of put all our brains together, put in a lot of great information that is relative to Posh, relative to Ferry, our brand, our company, our tools, our systems that can truly, help you not only make a lot of money, but be able to hit a financial home run with it. So I highly encourage, if you don't have a copy of this, pick one up. I know they're flying off the shelves. We sold tons and tons of them online already. We sold tons and tons of them at boot camp. But if you haven't got a copy of this, get this, because it is a tremendous tool. And one thing I want you to do is look up what a VIP client is and how that VIP client can build you a residual income based on having multiple VIP clients. So, Ramin, if you can just share a couple of words about this booklet as well.
Well, you know what? Of course, the VIP portion. I think we have 3,000 or 4,000 Ferry VIP clients already in our system. So some of you are doing a magnificent job on that. And we have programs to help them get involved, put in the IA program, and be able to accumulate towards the right product that they want and so on. One thing I do want to say, Sanaz, I think we forgot, and I put a note here, is that that the Posh catalog is now included in the bib. We don't have a lot, though, in it. It's part of the Glamour Pack now. We've made some changes to that, so the bib has changed a little bit. We're not going to have 2 FFAs anymore. We have only 1 FFA now, so don't expect another one. And we have a PFA. FFA is Ferry for all, PFA is Posh for all. So it's going to be 2 kits, PFA and FFA. PFA is $500 retail, FFA is $1,000. Now, Sanaz is revamping the current FFA. I think she may be combining the 1 and 2 together so to get the ideal package. So these are some of the questions that have come in. I want to make sure that we cover that. The GWT, the Posh catalog, it's there for you to use. It doesn't do you any good in your bags. You want to make sure that you buy those by the hundreds, and make sure you pass it on. Every single person you pass it on, it goes in your address book. It's somebody to follow up on a special occasion. So if you have 500, 600 people they can call upon on 2-3 months before every major occasion like Mother's Day and so on, not to mention, when you get somebody's phone number, you ask them, when is your anniversary, when is your birthday, your spouse, and so forth. So now you know someone's spouse's birthday is coming up next month. You can contact, hey, John, I notice that your wife's birthday is coming next month. Just want to give you our latest catalog or being up to date with the latest releases. You know, I am your luxury consultant. So you could go ahead and build a very solid full-time living just on the retail aspect alone.
Absolutely. And, you know, Ramin, I just wanted to touch base on something else very quickly as well is, you know, the VIP client card, that there's a look of it right in your GWT at home, the new edition of it. There is an actual card that you can fill in your customer's information. So whenever you give away a Posh booklet or whenever you give away a Ferry lookbook, what you want to do is you want to gather their information, you want to give them a lookbook, you want to give them a copy, but at the same time you want to make sure that you collect the information from them so you can follow up. Ultimately, you don't want to just be handing them out to everyone without also generating and collecting their information so that ultimately you can do a follow-up, because the whole point of the lookbook or the Posh booklet is to give it to them and say, I'll follow up with you within the next couple of days to see if you have your order ready. And of course, inside of the GWT at Home kit, you are able to, you do get order forms. You are able to also additionally order more order forms if needed. And of course, you're able to order a lot of the new materials. So make sure that you log into your back office, go to the GWT promo website. We have lots of new material. We have lots of banners. We have a lot of apparel. We have a lot of GWT at home tools that you're able to use on a day-to-day basis to be able to also build your business with.
Terrific. Maybe what we're going to do, Sanaz, is if there's any questions, when we can answer those. I think we've
absolutely. I'm ready to go. So maybe, Daisy, if you can read off some of the questions that we have for tonight, and hopefully we've pretty much covered everything that everyone was inquiring about. But if there is questions that still you do have, that's what we're here for. We're here to take your questions now.
Well, it's my turn now. I love these webinars. Thank you so much, Ramin and Sanaz. It's been so exciting. And let me show you what a good student I am. You know, we've spent about an hour and, about an hour and a half here this evening. And we have talked only about a couple of things, such as, you know, Posh and expansion in global markets and keeping prices down and where the name came from and 75 new designs and sets for $100 and Posh benefiting from the Ferry name. And the fact that Ramin doesn't want to admit that he came up with the colors. Not that I'm saying otherwise or anything, but, you know, that it's easy to sell.
The butterfly, maybe. No, I would.
Let me finish now. I wanted to say thank you so much. It is an incredible webinar tonight. The information you have given us and the line itself, the Posh line, 100% retail profits, the hypoallergenic, which a lot of people are asking for, all the different colors and the different metals, the fact that our company does what nobody else does, that we don't have to pay for everything up front. Those are incredible, incredible aspects of what you give to us every day. And of course, one of my very proud babies as well is the GWT at Home branding party. Thank you, Sanaz, for mentioning that. And I had a wonderful time with, of course, Sanaz and Jeanette and Angel and Sarah. It was wonderful. Ramin, you are our mastermind behind this company. You are our calculus expert. And one of these days, I'm going to make you admit in public that you did come up with the colors. Not tonight, though. Tonight, I'm going to go on and read some of the wonderful comments. I'm getting a lot of thank you comments. Thank you, Sanaz, for the amazing training. I love the new Posh pieces and the home party ideas. I would like to know, how do we use the $50 gift certificate that we received at the last boot camp?
That's a perfect question. I believe that's the gift called the gift certificate they're talking about for the lookbook, the Ferry lookbook, right?
The coupon, yeah.
Well, look, you don't have to utilize that. What we wanted to do, you got to understand, when you create promotional materials like this, we have to do what I call put your customer glasses on. So you got to look outside yourself, because you got tons of information. You're not seeing things as a brand new person would see. So put your customer glasses on. So if this was put on a table in a lawyer's office, doctor's office, somebody picked it up, we wanted to design the front page the way that would entice them to open the book. And we want to open the book not just to say, wow, what elaborate pieces and I can't afford them. We want to open the book and say, hey, yeah, I love these pieces and I can afford them. That's why it was designed the way it is this time. On the front page, it talks about a $50 gift certificate. See inside. It goes right, and I also put the bridal on the cover. We all know people who are getting married. It's summertime. It's wedding time. Everyone knows someone who's getting married. They open it. It starts with the lowest prices. Under $150, $170, $200. Again, these are the items that people can afford. Previous lookbook, we had all these elaborate Royal Collection pieces, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $10,000, which, by the way, look like $1 million each. So we've done a lot of things that are different to make sure that the brand new person that looks at this becomes a customer. The $50, basically how it works is that, I believe, if your client, I wrote this long time ago, so I'm going off memory, if your customer accumulates $400 or is it $500, one of those numbers, worth of sales from you, then you give them $50 off. Or you give them $50 credit towards more product. You don't have to give them that. You give that to somebody. Somebody says, can I get that? Can I get that gift certificate? You say, well, someone else have it. You don't have to use it. I cannot imagine why you would want not use it. I would give it away as fast as I could. If someone's going to buy $400 worth of stuff as a diamond, I just made $200 profit. Why wouldn't I give them $50 credit towards the next purchase, which, by the way, the $50 credit as a diamond only cost me $25. So I made $200. I give away $25. Actually, we made more than $200 because you have to spend $50. No. So I made $200. It cost me $25 to make $200. So I made $175 profit on every $400 purchase. So I would give those away as fast as I could. They can't redeem it until they've made a purchase. But being on the cover, what it does, it gets people to open it, go through it, see the celebrities, see the accolades, and pick up the phone and call you about that gift certificate. That's why it's there. If you don't want to utilize it, you don't have to. I can't imagine why, because you have to spend $400. Even as a silver, you're going to make about $150, and it's going to cost you about $30. So it is something that everyone should utilize.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Ramin, for the reply. And that comment, by the way, and the question came from Sherry. We have some other comments coming in. Thank you for the incredible webinar. And one more question. When are the day-to-day and the belts coming out?
Great question again. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to clarify which lines are what, and I covered this at boot camp. So we have, of course, as our products evolve, we have a line that you've heard us talk about, myself and Ramin, which is called Day to Day. We also have a line that's called the Prestige line. And so we released Posh. That was our first release that we've done. You'll be very, very happy to know that tomorrow, on Monday, we will be releasing the Prestige line. And the Prestige line is our leather collection. So Prestige line is any of our leather purses will fall under the Prestige. So what we're going to be doing is we are going to be releasing the Prestige collection as well tomorrow. The Day-to-Day, which is the PU collection, which is not genuine leather collection, is going to be released in July, and the belts are to follow, and the gloves are also going to be following. And we are going to keep on adding, and there's going to be lots of good goodies that are going to be coming up. Now, one of the things that you will remember is when we did the 2013 fashion show, I talked about a purse coming out, which is absolutely breathtaking. And, you know, I didn't have it at the fashion show, and people that were at the boot camp yesterday had a chance to see it. And they absolutely fell in love, and a bunch of people took pictures and posted it up on Facebook. So to answer the question, Daisy, the Prestige line will be released tomorrow. The gloves will follow, and of course, then it's going to be the Day-to-Day, and the belts will follow, and the merces for men as well.
That is amazing, my dear and gorgeous Sanaz. Your creations are almost as gorgeous as you. I love each and every one of them. I can't wait for the Day-to-Day and the Prestige coming out on Monday. I have a few, just a few items.
I do want to say something, Daisy, with regards to the belts. The belts are behind. We probably shouldn't be saying this, but the factory that's doing this, they're the same factory that make it for Giorgio Armani and a bunch of other designers. And I guess us being a smaller client and the latest clients, they're in Italy, and they fell behind, and hence we are behind. So it's out of our control, but Sanaz is following up with that every single day. Like I said, it's hard to compete with some of the larger designers that they manufacture for, but we are on top of it.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Thank you for that clarification, Ramin. I am not seeing any other comments at the moment. If anybody does have any questions, please feel free to put them through on the ticket system. I'm not sure if it's our system that's not showing me much.
Well done, Daisy. I want to congratulate you. You did a fantastic job hosting this. Congratulations. I want to personally thank you and the other ladies, Angel and Sarah and Jeanette, for the work you guys put, part of Sanaz's team, for this gorgeous the branding party kit that you guys have put together. I want to personally thank you, and thank you for tonight. Great job.
Thank you so much, Ramin. Thank you so much, and thank you, Sanaz. You are the diamond of the company.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. You know what? It was a pleasure working with you ladies. I had such an amazing time, and you know, I think just to let everybody know, we worked endless hours, and Daisy was just spent so much time with me, just making sure that she proofread everything and put all the crossed all the T's and dotted all the I's and made sure everything was right. But at the same time, you know what? It was when it came to comp plan time, of course, Daisy, we ran to Ramin, as he's the expert in that area, and we're asking him. But I had such a blast working with you ladies. I had such a blast getting to know you ladies. And you know what? Now I understand, based on your personality, why you are, the queen of retail, because you've just done such a great job, and you did a great, great job hosting tonight's call. Tonight, of course, it's Father's Day, but I know we have a jam-packed call. We have so many callers that logged in, and I'm going to try to get on these calls at least, once a month, to be able to give you the new product training. And as our new pieces do come out, I will get online and be able to share this training. And tonight, Ramin, I just want to thank you. I know it's Father's Day, and you're with your son, but at the same time, you took the time out of your busy schedule to as well join us to be on these calls. Please make sure that you share the importance to your team and your organization, how important events are, whether they're boot camps, whether they're webinars, whether it's just being plugged in. We had distributors from Montreal that actually drove into the Toronto boot camp, even though there is a boot camp coming up in Montreal this week. We had Ina, who actually took the bus to be able to be at boot camp all the way from New York. So Ina, kudos to you again, and as well to our Montreal team for traveling and being there and building their business. So, we just want to thank everyone for being on the call tonight. A happy Father's Day to all dads. Once again, Daisy, great job, and Ramin, thank you for being on the call as always.
Great job, Sanaz. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, and thank you again.